Let's talk about fundraising. You know that image you get in your head of just sitting around, waiting, hoping for a reply? What if you could flip that completely on its head? What if you could create so much momentum that investors are actively coming to you? That's exactly what we're digging into today. The art of creating scarcity in your fundraise.
Does this feel a little too familiar? You're out there, you're sending the emails, you're taking the meetings, and then crickets. Just total silence. It is the absolute classic founder nightmare, right? A fundraise that's just stalled, making you second-guess everything about your company.
But here's the thing, and this is a really crucial shift in how you think about this. Most of the time, the problem isn't your idea. It's not the rocket ship itself, it's the launch. It's all about the energy, the momentum. You can have the most brilliant idea in the world, but without that initial fire, you're never going to achieve liftoff.
So how do we generate that fire? How do we actually fix this momentum problem? Well, let's flip the script. The answer is in one single, incredibly powerful concept that can totally change the entire dynamic of your fundraise.
And that solution is scarcity. Now let's be really clear here. This isn't about some kind of manufactured hype or faking it till you make it. No, this is about creating a genuine perception, but this opportunity, your company, is limited, it's valuable, and it is absolutely time sensitive. It's a skill you can build, not just a matter of luck.
But why does this work so well? I mean, what's the magic behind it? To really get it, we need to crawl inside an investor's head for a minute and understand why scarcity is kind of like a founder's secret weapon. It taps directly into these really powerful psychological drivers, like FOMO, fear of missing out, and social proof.
And this slide right here, this just perfectly captures the huge disconnect we see all the time. As founders, we are obsessed with our ideas, with our perfect pitch decks. But investors, let's be honest, they're chasing something else entirely. They're chasing signals and momentum. They are looking for proof that something is happening right now. So here's the bottom line. When you're early stage and you don't have a ton of revenue or traction, scarcity becomes your substitute for that. It sends this incredibly powerful signal that other smart people are paying attention, and you know what? This train is leaving the station, with or without you.
But listen, you can't just snap your fingers and create urgency out of thin air. It has to be built on a really solid foundation. So let's look at the foundational pillars you absolutely need to have in place before you even send that first email. Okay, so that foundation really has three key parts. First, you've got to nail your story. It has to be undeniable. That why now is absolutely everything. Second, you have to know exactly what you're offering, the specific amount, the terms, who your ideal partner is. And third, and this is so important, you have to understand that real scarcity comes from setting clear boundaries.
Okay, so our foundation is set. Now it's time for the playbook. These are the actual, concrete tactics you can use to actively build momentum and create that powerful sense of urgency.
And it really comes down to three key moves. First, compress your timeline. Think about it. A 3-week fundraise feels urgent. A 3-month fundraise? That feels optional. Second, batch your outreach. 10 meetings in a single week creates a buzz that 1 meeting a week just never ever will. And finally, get those soft circles early on to show there's already credible interest. And this is where it all snaps into focus. Look at how a single number, $150,000, can completely change the conversation. Suddenly, you're not just pitching an idea anymore. You are conducting a moving train, and believe me, investors are going to scramble to find a seat.
So now you've got the playbook, but let's talk about the mindset that drives it, because it's really all about shifting the power dynamic. It's about controlling the frame of the entire conversation. This is what most founders sound like. It's polite, it's passive, and it puts all the power right in the investor's hands. You're basically walking in and asking for their approval.
Now, just feel the difference here. This isn't a request, it's a filter. You're signaling that you're not just looking for any old capital, you're looking for strategic partners. This language puts you firmly in control, selecting the right people for your mission. You're the one doing the choosing. And being in control means you run a tight process. You let investors know there is a process. You communicate progress clearly. You set firm dates, and you have the confidence to turn a wishy-washy, maybe, into a clean no, so you can clear the fog and protect your momentum. Because your time is your most valuable asset here.
You know, this whole mindset of being in control, it isn't just for one fundraising round. This is about playing the long game. Because true, authentic scarcity isn't a trick. It's a discipline you build over time.
Think about it. If your scarcity is just a tactic,
It's fragile. It can break. But true, sustainable scarcity, that's built like a solid brick house. It's earned through intention, through clarity, and through consistency. It's all about building a reputation for being focused, for being reliable, and for getting things done.
And this timeline just lays out the entire cycle perfectly. It's a virtuous loop. It doesn't just start and stop with the raise. Between rounds, you're keeping a watch list of potential investors warm. During the raise, you're the builder, selecting your partners. And after, you keep that momentum going. And the result? Your reputation just compounds, and every single future round gets easier and easier.
So, let's make this really real. Forget everything else for just a second and ask yourself this one question. What is one clear boundary, whether it's on time, on money, or on access, that you can set for your raise starting today, right now? Because that's where real scarcity begins.